Alright, and hello everybody, I'm the Sweeper27, and welcome to another Dokkan Battle video. So, earlier today, actually, the banners dropped at my time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is insane. I think that's actually a really good change, you know, now that we have the sync and everything. Having these banners drop significantly earlier is a huge dub. Now, the downside to that is, as far as my understanding, the events will still drop at 2:30 a.m. my time. So I'll probably stay up tonight. You know, I'll try doing the brand new events whenever they drop the new difficult events. I think that these guys are getting exclusive skill orbs. But like we do with every single one of these recent summoning videos, I'll be going over both banners, telling you guys which one I think you should summon for, and then we'll start into my summons. I will be chasing Broly personally. I want to get a full movie bosses team. I want that to be set up. I want it to be really, really powerful, and I think that this Broly is probably the best addition that we could have possibly asked for. However, I've seen some arguments for this guy being number one in the game, so let's just go ahead and dive in here. So, obviously, the Broly banner. You have Broly. He is just a perfect slot 2 or 3 unit for the movie bosses team. He has a revive, so that means that all villains, even some fraudulent villains like Broly, Chile, and Loser, they can be completely saved. You can't get them 6 orbs, they die in slot 3. Uh-oh, boom, you revive, and this guy, when his revive skill is specifically activated, he gets orb changing on top of all of his other abilities. Or you can throw on Fat Boo, you can let Fat Boo revive, that way Fat Boo gets all of his buffs, and he gets another buff depending on if his revive is active or another player's revive is active. It's pretty much the same thing as like AGL MUI or SSBE. Very, very powerful. Now, Videl actually seems pretty interesting. She's not going to help Broly at all. She's just going to help more like Earthbred Fighter-esque characters, but she's a 30% chance to dodge unit who can get upwards to 70 dodge and I think 60% damage reduction? 40% damage reduction. So if you keep her in slot 3, you build up her dodge change. You put her in slot 2, you build up her damage reduction. So I think the strategy with her is you want to float her as much as possible early on in the game. Get as many additionals as possible, that way you get the 70% chance to dodge. And then from there on, you can kind of put her into slot 2 if you need to, because she is supporting, so supporting the rotation. Sometimes keeping support on a rotation is a smart idea. She's supporting, I think it's Dragon Ball Seekers and Earthbred Fighters. Yeah, 2 key and 40% attack and defense, which is, I mean, that's good support. So she's fine. Angel SSJ3 Goku, even though I have my opinions about him, he is obviously still probably one of the better TURs that we've gotten this year. That's including EZA TURs as well. He's a pretty decent leader if you're wanting to run him on Majin Buu Saga. He also did get the massive buff from the Gohan being added retroactively to retroactively added to Majin Buu Saga and Defenders of Justice. So he actually is on Goku's leader skill. So now Goku has way more relevance than he did going into the celebration. Hirudegarde is probably, again, one of the better movie bosses characters. Just generic 70% chance to dodge. He stacks defense in his base form. You transform, you dodge 3 times. You get guaranteed dodge on his upcoming turn, which is super, super good. He also gets 10% dodge chance each time he performs a dodge. However, I mean, this is one of the more frustrating units because even though he does stack defense, since he doesn't have any other defensive mechanic, he gets tagged by any normal in the game. He's more likely than not dead. Fuse with the Zamasu, very, very solid still, even in today's meta. I know he has issues with, like, the domain clashes that Super Bosses has, but that's a bigger issue with Super Bosses just being designed terribly. I don't think that's inherently a Zamasu problem. You can still put him into slot 1 early on in the fight, slot 2 or 3 throughout the rest of the fight. He is a big bad Bosses character. He can do very solid damage. I think he's not bad. The GT Duo actually got revived recently, I would say. They are one of the units who I would actually say, like, yes, they are runnable again, thanks to the brand new Broly Super Saiyan Trio that we got during part 1, because they are on All Out Struggle and Power of Wishes. So if you get them and you have the trio from part 1, that's actually a super solid rotation. Orange Piccolo, he is still that guy on Superheroes. Not a lot needs to be said. Cooler is probably the first unit on this banner who I would say is just outright an L. He is at least a year away from EZAing, unfortunately, and he has 0 relevance right now in today's meta. You can't use him, so if you pull him, I do feel bad for you. I feel like these guys being on the banner basically does confirm that during part 3, or maybe even during this part 2, they will EZA. Again, this doesn't really buff Broly. This definitely helps more movie bosses-oriented teams. However, I mean, these are dodging units. These guys will be pretty phenomenal. And if they EZA, that means Tech Krillin will be getting a sub-EZA, and Tech Krillin, he is just a supporting unit, so that's very, very solid. And then having this guy right here basically confirms that we are going to be getting a super EZA for him, which might be a little bit of a problem, seeing as, you know, we're going to have the same name issue now. We're going to have Start of Turn Legendary Super Saiyan Broly being the brand new summonable DFE. We have EZA Int Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I know a lot of the community dislikes that character. Personally, I think he's fine. I think he's fun to run. And now having this character, the same name update is going to be a big problem. So if you want to keep a Legendary Super Saiyan Broly into slot 2, you have Carnival Broly into slot 1. Your slot 3 unit isn't going to have their links activated pretty much a majority of the time, and that does suck. And then after that, not really much. But I would say very solid. Like, this guy is good. Videl will be good on Movie Heroes. This guy is good on Majin Buu Saga. This guy is a decent movie bosses option. I would say that you're pretty decent. These guys are decent. This guy is good. This guy is bad. These guys with an easy A, I guess we'll have to see, and we'll have to see with a super easy A. Very powerful, very competitive banner. I am a fan. Now for the Carnival banner, let's go ahead and dive into this. So, Gohan. Gohan, I probably feel very differently about him than a lot of the community. I think his base form, it's fine. You know, he has guard. After he gets hit, he gets 50% chance to dodge. I mean, he'll be doing decent attack stats, but if you're using him, you're going to be using him for his standby specifically. And as far as I'm aware, the Family Kamehameha is the most damaging attack in the game consistently. It's not hard to get the 7 Dragon Balls. You have him for 5 turns. He's essentially untouchable for 5 turns in the standby. So you get below 77% HP or just his 3rd turn from first appearance, you instantly go into the standby, you get your Dragon Balls, you kill every fight, and you hope that you speed blitz with him. Very offensively designed unit. Again, I think his base form, it's just okay. I don't really see you running this guy as a leader. I mean, Kamehameha certainly has potential, but I don't know. Just the base form in of itself, I feel like personally leaves me a little bit, it's a little bit lacking. But again, the standby is insane. He's untouchable with the standby up. He's on the Broly Super Saiyan Trio's leader skill, so you can actually run him on that team, which again has standby clashing because they both have the same standby where you transform and then you do the charges. But I mean, he is just undoubtedly, he's the best standby in the game, most damage dealing unit in the game, very, very solid. Ultimate Gohan is controversial. When I first read his kit, I thought that he had potential to be like one of the best LRs in the game, but he can't go into slot 1, and you need either a Gohan, you need a Goten, a Trunks, or a Gotenks in slot 3 to get his unit super, and most of the time his unit super, if I'm not mistaken, it just gives defensive support to slot 3. Yeah, greatly stacks attack, raise defense for 1 turn, and then all allies get 58% defense. So you have to run a Goten in slot 3, and then all he's doing is giving that specific slot 3 extra defense. I mean, I think he's fine. I don't really think he's spectacular or anything. He's fine. Sort of Cope. I hate this kid. This was one of my least favorite releases from last year. He's not any better now. This guy, I mean, he never had his chance to shine. He had potential, but fights are just too hard for him right now. I don't really see you getting any value out of him. Birdku is one of these units who could potentially be saved. I haven't personally run Birdku with the Super Saiyan Trio, so I don't know. If you guys would want to see a video doing a showcase for him, I would definitely be down to do that. The next showcase that I am doing is for AGL Super Saiyan Gohan, who can transform into Super Saiyan 2, to see if he's been saved potentially. But Birdku and that unit perform very similarly. I would say Birdku is probably better, but again, I don't know if he's been, like, revitalized by, like, all that incredible support that they give, but he does have a revive, so if you're not running SSBE on the team for whatever reason, you have a backup revive with this guy. This is one of the best easy A's in the game. He's just incredibly damaging. He can certainly get caught. Like, he can't tank supers, but post-super, he can tank most normals. Not in his base form, though, but once you transform, he is incredibly solid. Why are you here? You suck. Oh. Okay, so the Carnival banner is ass. Alright, if you're summoning for the Carnival banner, there's like 2 good units, potentially 3 if we want to count Ultimate Gohan. So, I mean, Gohan, he is that guy, but here's my reasoning as to why we're going to be summoning for Broly. Broly does more for villains than what Gohan does for superclass characters, if that makes sense. So, I actually bought tickets, as well as, if we scroll down a little bit, I decided to use my Rainbow Stones to buy tickets. So here's going to be my plan. We're going to use all of our tickets right here on Broly. We're going to use our stones on Broly. I have enough to do 2 full rotations. If we get Broly at any point during the video, we're going to instantly transition over to Gohan. And then if we don't get Gohan at all, I will use my tickets down here on the Gohan banner. So I have potentially, at bare minimum, I have 3 attempts, unless we do not get Broly, in which case I will use these tickets for Broly. So wish me luck, guys. In the comment section down below, let me know how your summons went. Let me know which units you summoned for, if you think my opinions on the banners are right or wrong. I feel like, genuinely, there's no question the Broly banner is significantly better, but let's dive in. Alright, so I don't really think I can use too much on this banner. I mean, obviously, I would love to get the brand new Broly. I could use dupes in most of the characters, but I don't think... Guard is the only unit, and like the Sideburner unit, I suppose, that I don't have a copy of. And most of the time, I think that 55% on a unit, I mean, it's fine. You can certainly make it work. Like, most of my box is 55%, obviously. I'm very surprised this guy right here didn't get a sub EZA, especially since he was the Sideburner unit for Int Broly. So he could have had a sub EZA, and he would have been yet another huge buff for the Super Class team, Movie Bosses team, whatever you want to call it. But again, most of this banner, I am just going for, like, dupes. If I get a dupe in really any character, I'm not going to complain, but I really do want that brand new Broly. Just because, like, all of, like, the Movie Bosses team is oriented so offensively, you know? Obviously, we have Carnival Broly, we have the EZA, Yellow Coin Broly, we have, Int EZA Broly, you have Cell Max, you have Broly Chilean Loser. Most of the team... Like, their main design is to do a lot of damage. And I actually feel like for the first time ever in Dokkan history, there is an argument that they are one of the best teams defensively because of how quickly they speed blitz. Now, most of the time, just damage, isn't, like, really an argument for having, like, a really good, solid defensive core. But if you're killing all these difficult fights before your slot 3 unit ever gets a chance to get caught, and you can consistently do that with all the different stackers you have, or all the different critting units that you have. I feel like there is actually a true, genuine... Those all sucked. Okay. That was $25 down the drain, I think is what that was. I think that's how much I spent on that pack, because the first one was like $4.99, and then the second one was $19.99, I think. So yeah, roughly like 25 bucks down the drain for nothing but trash. But we do still have all of these tickets right here. Also, these like cut-ins are pretty cool. I did watch a couple of summoning streams. That's one of the reasons why this video is coming out, or not coming out so late. I'm going to still post this out at the normal time of 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but one of the reasons that I'm recording so late, if you see, it's 12:17 my time, is I watched my boy Jumbo Shark 19. Definitely go check out his summoning video. I think he did it as a live stream, but he's also going to post it as a video if I'm not mistaken. But I was watching his summons, and then while I was getting my setup ready to go, I put on Truth's summoning video. And dude, they were so funny. They had like a whole gang over there, and they were just laughing, joking around. So I did get very distracted for a long time. So now we're kind of delving in. I'm also starting to realize that only doing 4... Oh, please go blue. Fuck. Alright, so it's what? A 1-in Broly, Videl, Zamasu, Angel SSJ3, Goten Trunks. Okay. So we have a dupe and you, which I really can't complain about too much. I feel like the difference between that unit gets with each dupe, I think is actually going to be very, very insane. Because one of like the major things I hold against that unit is that I feel like the offense isn't usually that impressive when you're in slot 1, and the defense isn't impressive enough when you're in slot 2 or 3. Most of the time, even with the damage reduction, I just feel like he's really not all that, but giving him those dupes, I actually feel like would massively increase him, just because he also gets stats. Dodoria, okay. Sideburner Dodoria is kind of interesting right there. But like, a lot of people like tend to focus on like, all right, I can now put crit on this unit, I can now put additional, but you also get a substantial amount of stats added to your character just by adding extra dupes into the head of potential system, because all those little nodes, like some of them give attack, some of them give HP, some of them give defense or whatever. So having those dupes actually is relatively huge. We did get 3 or more SSRs. We got Physical Zamasu, my boy, from the last year's Worldwide Download Celebration. Alright, again, not a good fly-in. If Beerus wasn't right there, that, I think, is a guaranteed animation. Krillin in 18, I do believe this is... Oh, yo, that's so sick, actually, as a screen crack. Yo! Hey, we got her Guard! Alright, again, that's Hiru, 55%. Okay, I will take that. I guess, technically, that does strengthen up my Movie Bosses team, because now I can take off Broly, Chile, and Limo. Just because they need 7 orbs for their guaranteed dodge. Although they also give support. I don't know. Would I take them off for Hirudegarn? I mean, I would argue Hirudegarn is more consistent. Because he's just generic 70% chance to dodge with the build-up once you transform. And they both get caught by normals. Like, if either one of them ever gets frauded, I actually think I will run Hiru over Broly, Chunlai, and Limo. That's kind of insane to think about. But I think that is the way right here. All right. So we have gotten 2 featured units so far in 300 stones, which I guess, again, that isn't bad. We have a few more rotations right here. This is another free summon. I am really hoping I can get him at 55%, because I am completely fine running 55% units. But the Movie Bosses team right now, man, it's so fun. I've been wanting Broly's for the longest time. And the fact that we actually have, like, a very good, consistent Broly team is huge. Now, if you don't summon during the celebration, which I don't think you're crazy if you don't do, like if you're a global player specifically and you're saving for 10th anniversary, I don't think you're nuts. But these units will actually be returning much sooner than normal for us global players. So, I believe that, and now correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I believe that the Super Saiyan Trio and Gohan will return during Part 1 of the 10th anniversary on separate banners, assuming that we get a DFE and a Carnival again. And then during Part 2, we'll get the Carnival Broly and this legendary Super... Oh, shit! Family, oh my god, let's go! Broly. Wait, this is the free summon. If it... that was for them. Oh! What? Okay, 79%. I mean, I'll take that. That's pretty legit, not gonna lie. 2 featured units back to back. Okay. Again, not doing a whole lot for my my Movie Bosses team. That's kind of why I'm summoning on this banner, but... Although, to be fair, again, that other banner was pretty stinky. 17 and 18, I believe, is an animation, right? Or that means something. Surely brother and sister mean something. Now, again, I'm no expert when it comes to summoning. We did get yet again. So that's a god animation. So I'm assuming it's a god animation because it's 4. So we're either going to get 3 more SSRs or a featured unit. So I'm going to tap a little bit slowly. The second that I see just a generic SSR, I'm going to be a little bit heartbroken. But, I mean, there is a... Broly! Oh. Well, I mean, technically, that is a Broly. That was a Broly. Okay. Alright, then. So that's him 69% at least. I did recently just get him link leveled up as well, because I feel like we all know that he's going to Super Easy A, but again, now it's just pretty much soft confirmed until the details show up in the game. But they wouldn't just put him... That's a 2016 unit, I think, maybe 2017. They wouldn't just put that on a banner and then not Easy A him. That would suck, but... Although, to be fair, Goku Black wasn't on a Dokkan Fest banner. He was on the Step Up, like the extra banner, whatever you want to call it, the Blue Coin banner. And if I'm not mistaken, Gotenks was the same way. And so was Kid Buu. None of them appeared on any of the banners except for that like bonus banner that we got like in the middle of the celebration right before they Super Easy Aid. However, I do believe Angel SSJ3 Goku or Dragon Fist Goku, I do believe he actually was on Vegeta's banner. I might be wrong, but I think he was on Vegeta's banner. I'm just noticing how low on stones we're getting. Oh, bro, please. I'm not strong enough. Because I also didn't do a lot of summons during Part 1. If you haven't checked out my Part 1 summoning video, definitely go do that. But we haven't gotten a lot of stones this celebration. Can I please get a double screen crack? Fuck. And I don't know why. Like, I know they have the event where they're slowly giving us stones instead of giving us a bunch of stones right away. You know, the like, Free the People event, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's the daily event. We're going to get upwards to 160, and then I'm guessing there's going to be missions during Part 3 where potentially you can get more than 160 stones. And I know 160 stones sounds nice, but, like, imagine if you really, really wanted just to get dupes in the Carnival Broly. Because of how they're slowly tapering the stones, by the time that we get those full 160 enough to do a full multi, the discounts are now gone on both the global and JP version. So if you go back in on the Part 1 banners, the sales are gone. So I feel like that's an L, and there really wasn't that much content during this celebration. Like, I'm trying to think right now. During Part 1, I think I had 900 stones, and I got all the way back up to 600. Like, I don't know. I feel like compared to other years, that's pretty dry, all things considered. All right. Let's do one more. Might as well. Might as well. And I know for a fact I don't have enough of the exclusive coins, either the Carnival... Like, even if I combine my Carnival coins as well as my Dokkan Fest coins, I'm nowhere close to 500. I think maybe... Oh my god. Broly showed up. This Orange Piccolo that we got it for Orange Piccolo. I mean, I could still use a dupe in Orange Piccolo. That might actually... What? That might actually be my Orange Piccolo Rainbowed, potentially. So we did get a lot of power, but, you know, but, like, we're buffing up superheroes. We're buffing up Majin Buu Saga. We're buffing... That's them rainbowed. Yeah, okay. No, I think I already had them rainbowed. So Oh, man, that sucked. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We still have the 3 ticket summons right down here. Is anyone else getting Beast Gohan flashbacks when I was summoning for Beast? All right. So, we have 3 more chances right here. However, these rainbow tickets, they're not guaranteed SSRs. So, there's a chance that all 3 of these banners, I just get 7 SRs, and that's going to be the end of the video. That's going to be a little upsetting if that is the case, but we did get a lot of other power elsewhere. So, I can't complain too much. Again, these units will be returning very, very soon. We did certainly get some value for the amount of money that we put into this. If I don't get Broly and I get enough stones elsewhere in the celebration, we might jump back in like what we did with Beast Gohan, because we all saw what happened with Beast. In that video, I got Tech MUI and Beast Gohan within like 300 stones of each other or something along those lines, so I guess it ultimately just depends to the amount of content that we are actually going to get during this celebration, so we can be hopeful. This is going to be our last summon right here. That was that a full physical summon? I don't know. It might have been. Yeah, it doesn't look like this summon is going to be anything, unfortunately. But again, let me know how your summons went down in the comment section down below of this video. I'm hoping that everybody had fantastic luck. I hope that nobody got shafted. We did get another double screen crack, so this is what? Double screen crack is guaranteed featured, right? I think so. So I guess it's not impossible. Okay, we got Pan. I mean, cool. Harudagard. All right, so I have a 69% Harudagard. All right. And just another Pan. Okay. So we didn't get anything new in terms of, like, release, but we have a lot of new things for me. We still do have the opportunity to dive back in, so I guess only time will tell. Hopefully we'll get a lot of events that can help subsidize my box out here a little bit. Also, I just want to say this on a video. If you've been following me for a long time or whatever, you know that I want a summonable Bio Broly, and I want Bio Broly to be the best unit in the game. However, I started thinking about this because we got Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. If we get a Prime Battle Bio Broly, again, I just want this on video. Amatsu, I will never forgive you, alright? Amatsu, if you're watching, I will never forgive you. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, that is going to be all for this time, guys. I guess, again, let's just check. So I got 130... Did the ticket summons give me exclusive coins? Interesting. So I think I have 240 collective stones. 220. No. Yeah, 220. So I would have to do another... Because how many do you get for each one? I don't know, probably 10. So if I needed essentially double what I have right now, yeah, that's a lot of money just to get a copy of him. I do want him, though. I do want him. We'll see. Again, depending on how much content we get, I might be able to dive back in, and potentially we could get the Broly, but like right now, my Movie Bosses team, it is fairly solid. The lineup that I am running right now is Carnival Broly as my leader, Int EZA Broly, Cell Max, Tech EZA, Super Saiyan Broly. I've been rolling Broly, Chilean Limo, and LR Team Turles. That is the team buildup that we've been running. So, I mean, I can't imagine that power creep is going to make that team unrunnable without this guy. Although the team would be significantly better, again, with him, because now you have a revive, so Broly, Chilean Limo, they don't dodge. Oh, well, boom. Now you have a chance to get back into the fight. He also has a domain. I don't have DBS Broly, so obviously having a domain... Actually, this Broly and DBS Broly, they might be on the same banner during the 10th anniversary. There's a chance that could happen. Because I think you're going to be part 2. Oh. That might be nice. Having this guy and Broly being on the same banner, that would be huge value for me, assuming that I don't actually pull him. But again, only time will tell. But that is going to be all for this time, guys. I've been the Super27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming PNG YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok, and a YouTube, the links to which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, share me around, and leave me a comment, positive, negative, or indifferent. I would love just any sort of interaction I can get from y'all. But that's going to be all for now. So, as always, I've been the Super27, and I am signing off.